what did Carp and then Wainwright what kind of impact did they have on that future generation?
Well, that's how this thing becomes sustainable, right? I mean, that is true culture. Wainwright didn't know what the big leagues look like until Carp put her arm around him, and Carp didn't know until Darryl Kyle did that with him, and that's how this thing went. They made it a point where, the starters sat in one place in the dugout. They made it a point where guys watched, bullpens. Every single starter watched bullpens. And so it became part of their identity and part of the pitching culture there that, Dave Duncan and it was Darryl Kyle, but Chris Carpenter kind of implemented, and they took it from there. So do we have that here? I absolutely think we have that here, and it's because of DeGrom and Evo. I think Jack is, watching every move, and how can Gore, not learn something every single day from those two guys? And then, whenever those guys do move on, it's like then it becomes their team, and they've learned from somebody. So I think that's how the really good organizations have sustainable winning year after year. The Cardinals were at 17 straight winning seasons or whatever it was. So there's a reason behind it, and I think it starts with the culture of each department. And when I say department, it's like the pitching, the hitting, and it started 100%. It started at the pitching, and that's what I see here as well.
I'll change gears for the other thing I wanted to ask about. Jake's been Burger.
There's a lot of Jakes, I know.
We have to delineate the Jakes.
Yeah.
But Jake's been here a good 10 days now. And where do you see him in terms of just like body language and I don't want to say comfortability, because that suggests that a guy's just comfortable and not driven. But where do you see him in terms of where he might have been at this point in time, say like last year?
So it's tough for me because I was in and out so much last year, and I was, as you know, I wasn't down here a ton on the field. But just having conversations with him, I think he wanted to get off on a really, really hot start. And, Jake has been a little bit of a, up and down streaky hitter. And when he's hot, he can carry teams. And when he's not, it's tough for him sometimes. But I will tell you that he's trying to do whatever he can to not tinker so much and just be the hitter that he was a couple years ago. And I think he is in a really good spot mentally and physically. He doesn't have to be an MVP. He doesn't have to be this guy that has to hit 40 home runs. If he just is who he is, who he's always been, that is good enough. By the way, he was really good at first base. It was a position change full time for him. Right. That was not easy, that he was really successful at. And I think, he has the ability, because he's so gifted with his arm and his hands, that he has a chance to be in Gold Glove conversation. That's how good he is. But on the offensive side, I don't want him to tinker so much. I think once that starts creeping in his head in the batter's box, I think he loses his best attribute, which is compete. And he is such a good competitor that he'll start thinking, and he'll tell you he probably doesn't a ton, but every guy, it creeps in their head about mechanically where his hands are, whatever it is, his hips, his legs, his load. He worked so hard to get in a position, and he worked so hard in the cages that I want him to just feel like he's the best player in the world every time he steps in the box, and he's in a good position to compete. And I think that's where we wanted to keep him.
It's February 25th.
You're learning.
3 games.
There you go.
But what have you seen from his swings so far?
So him and JJ, I really want them to trust the process. They've talked about it, and I want them to really live it out. And I think JJ had an unbelievable day yesterday before the game. The results weren't the results he wanted in the game. It's February
24th yesterday.
There you go. But it was an awesome work day for him. And I thought the same thing for Berger. It was an awesome work day. the day before with Brandon in the backfield, just him and Brandon taking hundreds of swings, and he felt like he was in a really, really good spot. He wanted one more at bat yesterday, and he hit it like 145 miles an hour to dead center on the line, right? That was
110. We'll go with 110.
it felt like about 140. But if he didn't get that, would he still be okay with his work? And that's where he has to get to, because that day felt a lot better, obviously, because of the home run. I get it. I played. I wanted hits. That makes me feel better and sleep at night. But I would have been really happy with the day no matter what, because of what I and the coaches have seen. And so if we can get the majority of our guys to do that and not panic and go, result only, and it's a result-based game, I get it. But if they continue with the work that they're doing right now, they'll be in a really good spot.